So we are live. I'm just going to quickly share the link on our Facebook and a couple other pages.
Cool. Here we go.
I see a lot of guys joining and leaving and joining and leaving. Hopefully they're not having too many problems with the network tonight. Just busy checking my phone, and I see some of the lobbies had some issues tonight. So hopefully it's not a bug, and hopefully everyone gets to race.
How's it, Stephen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. On the new microphone.
No. We're still trying to figure that out. How's it, everybody? Hope it's going well on a Thursday evening with you. I know it probably is because you're going to get your race tonight.
Yeah.
How was your race, Stephen? Tell us about it.
It was a bit of a disaster. I'm terrible at Spa, but I started last on the hard tyres. Passed 4 cars on the first lap that were involved in little collisions in pool 4. And then proceeded just to try and maintain a semi-decent pace while the guys on the soft tyres caught up, but a couple of them gave me a few nudges here and there going past, and yeah, it wasn't a very good stint, and stopped, put the softs on, passed one car in the pits because of fuel saving and held it to the end. So I'm sticking in pool 3 next week, which is cool. Yeah, we still need to get you on board.
Just trying to make some time. I think the next 3 weeks I should be a lot more open with my evenings. So yeah, to everybody that's joined us, welcome. Spa, what a fantastic track out in Belgium.
Yeah, it's great fun driving it, even when you're as bad as it as I am. It's still just permanent focus, concentration. It was the one thing I did manage to not do, is my car pointed the right direction the whole way through the race, so that makes a change. But yeah, you definitely have to keep your focus here. These little green painted areas in the GR3 cars with no traction control, you get a little bit wide and turn too sharp, you're going round.
Well, Stephen, I see quite a few of our regulars have joined. Kalen Mauer, nice to see him out here. How's it, Kalen? Hope you're well. No, Kalen. Duarte van Vieren. How's it, guys? Ricky Purchase. Isn't that name too much? Stephen, you might know.
I'm sure he's involved with Damien and the ATM crew. ATM Chip Tuning obviously being one of our sponsors. We then have TGN Racing Simulators and Track Art. So big thanks to all 3 of them while we got everyone here. I see we are 4 minutes into the session. I'm not 100% sure if this is qualifying yet because guys are still leaving and joining the room, but I think it should be starting at 9:30. So we'll just follow these guys around. They're all just finishing their out lap. Only 10 minutes of qualifying, so they should be able to get a total of 4 laps in.
Just gone 32 past the hour, so welcome to it. Here we go, Kalen, saying a big shout out to ATM Chip Tuning. Big shout out to them. Many years ago, sorted out one of my vehicles with them, so thank you very much to them for joining us. Cars going backwards. What's happening there, Steve?
Sorry, I didn't see that. I'm still busy sharing the link to the stream, but on board at the moment with Serious Sam. I think someone might have made a little bit of a mess up at the chicane at the top of Radion. or after radio.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there, but great to see whoever that was doing some proper skilled rear wheel driving in reverse.
Hopefully we're not having connection issues tonight. I've had it once or twice where the guys that are on auto drive, when you're watching them in qualifying, it looks like they're floating along the track. I see Sam started the race 5 minutes in. Sorry, not Sam, the host. So I think we might only be going into qualifying after this. They're just doing a test start.
Okay, great. Yeah, maybe that's what I saw. Maybe the car was ghosting. All right, Stiganator on the grid. How's it, Al?
Yeah, normally giving us a bit of banter from the comment section, but tonight he's back in pool 1. I see we've got a Corvette there, DMR Damien Bliss. No, he's moving now. There's definitely some interesting connection issues with the car stuck at the back of the grid there, being C8's Henny.
Yeah.
So I know we had it on the 80k stream where DMR Dino was sitting stuck on the side of the track, and on his case he was actually racing. We just couldn't see him. Here I see Henny's exited, so I think he's having auto drive issues. And you can see top of Al Rouge Radio on everyone getting penalties on the start here. So not a great day for streaming, unfortunately. Yeah, the track limits are quite tight here, so hoping this is a test start.
Yeah.
We'll see if the guys stop after one lap or not, but we are running then, if not 5 minutes late or so.
Sure, bit of argy-bargy there. Alwyn Sykes, how's it, my man? Good to, long time no see. Only been about 3.5 minutes. Hope you're well, buddy.
Yeah, Kalen, I think you're right there with the lag. You need to come back so you can take some space on these guys. Maybe your connection's stronger.
Yeah, it is quite laggy on my side as well. So, but while we're getting that hopefully sorted out, Stiganator SA saying, are we? Our Cape Town friend from Plumstead has just joined us. Eddie Titus, how's it, man? How are you? Stephen.
Yeah, boy. Sorry,
I'm wondering if Kalen was saying it's a hectic lach. Where's he from? He's not from Cape Town, is it?
No, he's definitely lag there.
Okay, then it's definitely lag. Now I was just thinking, because if it is a Cape Townian, it could be lach because he's having a laugh. So good to see all the lads joining us in the comments section. Leave your comments, ask us a couple of questions. I'm the newbie, so ask me some questions and embarrass me slightly. See what we can get out of it.
Yeah, so it just seems like a couple of guys are having connection issues. But we will get going shortly. Obviously, it just means you get to spend more time listening to myself and Sean. So while you're there, just ask some questions. So we'll try our best to answer them.
Well, out in Belgium on a Thursday evening, it's cold, wet and rainy here in Cape Town. I'm not sure about the rest of the country. Up where Stephen's broadcasting from, up in East London, I think they've also had some crazy rain. But let's talk about the circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. 20 hectic corners, as you just heard Stephen say. Not a favourite to race, but a very difficult track to play around on, especially if you get it wrong.
Just having a look at DKP's joined the lobby and his welcome messages, the Valtteri Bottas saying, so quite amusing. I keep seeing the last couple of F1 races, Bottas says he has a couple of issues with his tyres, and every time I'm thinking it's because they're connected to his car. That's the issue. They're
Yeah.
pretty sure they'd be fine on another car.
So there's an interesting question, Kalen. Dude, I literally jumped on about 3 minutes ago. I have no idea who's out there, what they're racing. So I'm going to wing this one completely this evening.
Let's hear your prediction. What do you think they do? I'll tell you what. We had AM Racing in our pool, who's normally a pool 1 driver, but he had a AD, I think, and then a disconnect. So I can tell you what his fastest lap, I think, was about a 2 minutes, and you can guess the seconds.
Yeah, put me on the spot. Let's get some racing going, guys, and then we can talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, we are at Spa. It is a really, really amazing track, especially the guys that follow all forms of motorsport. Obviously, F1 being a famous circuit out in Belgium. 24 hours of Spa World Endurance Championship, 6 hours at Spa, and the TCR Spa 500. So great racing, and of course we're going to have GTSSA Season 2, Race 4. Ooh, you can see I haven't prepared tonight. Very, very bad.
Okay, so it looks like we're just going to change hosts quickly. I know Wolfman Willie is up to pool 1 this week, so he has a very good line, as does your Steel, but maybe it will make a difference. Just
a nice message from Sim Racer D. Good luck to all the gents, and just a shout out to DK and of course SMP. Unfortunately, I missed last week's racing, so I've been out of action. Obviously going to do some live. I've been away for 2 weeks doing live racing, mountain biking specifically. So just trying to get my bearings back in the studio. So do apologise, guys.
Okay. Kalen, it means no spectators at the track except for the digital ones.
Shit. Yeah, so excuse my French. Kalen, yeah, no COVID-19 here, but nothing at all. I think the only thing that's got COVID-19 right now is the bad lagging. Steve, while you're busy working, a nice comment there from Tintin saying he loves Spa, beautiful, fast, very flowing. Yeah, it is an insane track to race on, especially turns 3, 4, and 5. That's a favourite of mine. So I know Kalen's having a go at me. So there we go. That's my favourite part of the circuit. Yeah,
I really enjoy the driving in the game. The first section, obviously, turn 1, getting it right, is rewarding, and then the charge down through Al Rouge and then up Radion. As we were seeing just now, there are some tough track limits there, so when you get it right without any mistakes, it's also very rewarding.
Yeah.
I believe Wolfman is going to take over hosting, but he is just restarting his PlayStation, so it doesn't look like the room's up just yet.
Yeah, thanks. I'm busy streaming now. I'm live at the moment. Thanks. Okay, I've just been told that Discord is coming to PlayStation by my 15-year-old, so thanks, young man.
Awesome.
It's the joys of being live on air. Yeah, Tintin, I agree with you. That whole That whole middle section is also absolutely insane. From turns, all the way from turns 10 through to 16. If you know what you're doing, really, really great. Stiganator getting nervous. Who's getting nervous where? Are you? Is Stephen getting nervous? Am I getting nervous? I don't think so.
Nah, well, definitely can't be Stignator. Sebi, I'm definitely not Simon Crafar. He's way cooler than me. Simon Crafar, obviously the ex-MotoGP racer who does their pit lane chat on the MotoGP commentary. Gorilla Garage asking about Frogger Hazel incident. That was in the 2018 World Tour final. A driver, Igor Frogger, who races professionally, he slowed down to get the car behind to bump him and lose the effect of the slipstream. And by the time they went around the next lap, the guy's tyre advantage was over and he had to fuel save. So there was a bit of controversy about that in the past. But yeah, sure. I doubt we'll see that from our guys. All clean drivers here. Mikhail, welcome from the US of A. What time's it there?
Good evening. Probably about 6 in the morning, I reckon.
Depending where in the USA is. I think somewhere in the farmlands. I can't even remember. Still waiting to see this pool now.
How's it, Clive Fredericks? Saying, come on, Stiganator. Well, there you go, Alan van Kron. You have got an official spectator. Yeah. Spectators are going here, and it's COVID-free as well. How cool is that?
Yeah. Mikhail, where's the 244? What city, town are you in?
I was completely out. 2:44 p.m. That must be California time.
Here we go. Looks like Wolfman's got the lobby app, so I'm just going to jump in there. Hopefully we can get going soon. The joys of sim racing. I know F1 you occasionally get those hard downpours where they delay the start or there's a big crash on the start and they got to mop it up. Obviously I think it was the 98 Spa F1 GP with that very famous pile-up coming out of turn 1. And then that was the same year that Schumacher was winning at by a mile and drove into the back of Coulthard when DC lifted.
What was that? What year? 19?
Trying to remember. After my race, my brain's a little bit fried. I could use a whiskey and a smoke, but I'm not doing either at the moment. So.
Well, there we go, folks. If you've just joined us for the first time, that's how we do it in the commentating box. A whiskey and a smoke gets everything right. Oh, there we go. From Alabama, the center of the USA. Very cool. Okay, Steve, are we back up and running?
Yeah, we're back on board with Sam. I'm not liking what I'm seeing with Damien creeping down the start here. I'm wondering if he's having a connection issue now.
One of our ATM guys.
Yeah, Tintin, Schumacher hit DC in 98. Am I right that 98 was also the year of the big pile-up, or was that... I know Schumacher was in the Ferrari, but I said 98 for the pile-up as well, I just can't remember.
Yeah.
It was quite an eventful race day, that, I must say. We're going to have a quick test start. Welcome, Fluffy. How did your race go? Are you back in Pool 1 next week, or are you going to stick around with the Pool 2 boys? after abusing me last week.
Fluffy butt. Good luck, guys. Thanks, mate.
Shame. Let's hope everyone gets away. Obviously, we were running 15 minutes late already. But yeah, obviously the aim is to get everyone in. We've got 15 cars on track now. Just now,
very cool.
We had 2 less that were able to stay in the lobby. So let's just see if everyone gets through. Oh, nice, Fluffy. You finished second, so you should be in pool 1. Just in time for a GR4 race in your Toyota.
Yeah.
We got 1 car that seems to have disappeared there at the back. He actually exited very quickly though. So 14 cars on track at the moment. Tug of War GP left the room. Right. Got our host and our backup host riding together here. Wolfman Willie from DMR, and we are still in the Merc. And that Supra seems to be the car to have around here. I know a lot of guys were setting super quick times in it.
Well, to answer Kalen from early on, I've been playing a standard Supra for the last 2 or 3 days because I'm still new to it. But let me tell you, Steve, what a car, man! It is such a perfect car to drive.
I know that BMW is a very nice car. Sorry, just joking with the BMW comment. I don't know why guys get so upset with that. Either way, it's a good-looking car. Saw someone manage to get caught at 200 km an hour by the cops the other day in one up in Joburg.
Yeah. Either way, both Toyota, well, it is a BMW. It is a great car on both with both badges on it. Let's face it.
Definitely, but it's not the first time that's been done either. I mean, I remember the days of the 323 EGI and Mazda Laser Tracer, which were the same car, same shell, different badges and stickers.
Yeah.
They didn't even try to make it look different.
It literally was just a sticker, you're right.
Yeah, then you had the Ford Telstar and the Mazda MX-6.
That's it.
Same rolling chassis.
Same motor.
Same motor, yeah. A little bit of different bodywork.
Yeah. Okay, what are we looking at here? See, I'm slightly delayed from what you guys are seeing.
Yeah, they're just resetting the lobby. I think we're going to be starting qualifying shortly.
Mr. Van Rooyen just asking if it's qualifying or actual race. As Steven said, we've been having some difficulties, and I think we're going to go into quali right now. Thanks, Kalen.
Yeah, so okay, so that's a reset to get the track conditions back. I don't know why guys always join here, low conditions back to real, and now we are qualifying. And you'll see some guys are starting on hards. It's quite a tricky thing, because if you qualify on softs and you want to start the race on hard tyres, you actually have to exit the room, change your tyres in the settings, get back into the lobby and get past the first sector before the race starts. Otherwise you start at the back of the grid. So I see a couple of guys are doing what I did. They've set their tyres to hard. You go out, do a lap, but you pit at the end of this lap. And then if you've done your time right, you should have enough time to get 2 flying laps. Unlike me, who on my out lap moved out of the way of some cars that were on their fast lap and proceeded to hit the grass and get a half spin. So I missed setting my second lap time by about 10 seconds. I might have just squeezed it if I had stayed on track, but obviously if you're on a out lap, you don't want to stay in front of guys that are trying to set their qualifying lap on a short session like this, on a long lap.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't really chatted too much about the drivers so far. Obviously with this bit of a delay we've had. Currently leading this season is DKP. I'm just going to actually go to the points and standings. Second place I think is TSM JDJ. We'll give you the points. So DK's on the perfect 1200 so far, winning the first 3 rounds. JDJ is on 1182. Serious Sam on 1172, Ghost Killer Pace 1172 as well, Nitro Merlin 1172, SMP3 Pro 1172. So we've got 4 guys there tied on in third place. MJ Ninja 1168, KBR Jacques 1146, yeah, Steel 1144, and Tug of War 1142. 11th is RTA Sir Ian on 1140, and 12th RTA Stignator on 1130. So what you'll see, I think probably from after this round, we have got 1 throwaway race out of the 8 races, which means your lowest score of your 8 races doesn't get shown and included in the points. So for example, Nitro Merlin, who's battling to get into the room here, he might not race this race, but at the end of the next race, if he wins, let's say wins pool 2, the points for winning pool 2 are equal to coming 13th or 12th in pool 1. I think 13th. So it would almost be just like in this race where he doesn't race, would be his throwaway. Obviously the same last week. I think we had who were the DCs? I think it was KBR Jacques, and there was someone else that had an issue. That obviously counts as a 0 for them. They actually do get points on a DC, sorry. But they might actually get better points next week by coming 13th, where they might only get 15th place for this. It looks like everyone's just started their first flying lap, so I'm going to move back to the front. Go up to SMP3 Pro. He had a great race last week. He came second, running the Corvette today. You see MJ Ninja running wide there on his first flying lap, staying right out the way. Possibly got a job for Bottas mowing services. Yeah, still running the Patronus Merc. A little bit of a chrome deviation from the standard color there, but I'm sure there's an extra 5 horsepower in that livery as well. Kalen, you can definitely get some points. I'll give you at least 10.
And Kalen asked the craziest question. I did answer him via the chat, asking Max or Lewis.
Obviously Max. Depends on what the question is. Who's faster? The answer is probably Max if they're in the same car. Who's more annoying? That's probably a tie. Who whinges more? Well, also probably a tie. Who's very fast? Both of them. They're great drivers. Two very different personalities.
Most certainly.
DK in with a 16.2, JDJ 16.89. Damien Purchase a second further back, 218. You'll be seeing this on your screen shortly, Sean. C8 Henny with a 218.1. Yeah, still 218.9. Stignator 220.1. I know he's got more than that in him. I might have had a slight mistake. Sarah Sam also in the 220s. MJ Ninja, as I was saying, the guys that went out on hards, they're not risking losing their slots, so they're just bailing on their first flying lap by pitting to put softs on and having a second out lap. D-Man still coming through, and Nitro Merlin starting his flying lap, obviously joining late. Now going to get MJ Ninja coming out the pits, staying out their way.
great views of turn one. As I say, I'm slightly delayed from what Stephen is, so I only can chat about what I see, and Wolfman Willie now at the moment in that super gorgeous looking car with those gold wheels.
Yeah, the Supra is good looking in the GT3 format. I know they're bringing it out in GT500 in the Japanese Championship. It kind of loses the look there. I think the GT3 version is better, and hopefully we see some of those on tracks around the world soon. Just going back to the front just to see who's on a good lap.
While we're looking at that, I think it's Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, it's super in the old Castrol colours. I think you showed me some pics of one of your cars.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning to have that classic 90s, early 90s super Castrol colours.
Wow, consistency there. Deaky another 16.2, only 400ths quicker though than his previous lap.
Sure.
Stiganator goes up to second, 6/10 off, only 0.010 ahead of SMP3 Pro. JDJ 0.077 behind his teammates, so we've got a 10th covering second, third and fourth there.
Well done, Stiganator.
Yeah. He's packing the right tool today. That Supra on this track up the hill apparently seems to have just the right gearing and torque. Yeah, I was actually going to point that out later. Kalen saying big kudos to Wolfman Willie, true spirit of hard work paying off. Pool 1, well done brother. I know I think this was Willie's first time into Pool 1, and yeah, all the extra practice, definitely that fuel saving and tyre saving skill he's developed a lot, and that paid off for him last week. Fluffy Butt saying C8s for the win. These guys that are coming across now, they won't be able to improve their lap because there's less than 2 minutes 20 left. Just going through the field. Stiganator and Yastil here, they possibly should be able to get around just to complete one more lap, or complete this lap.
So RTA DCP in first at the moment, under Collie.
Let's see who. Still a minute to go, so a few guys can still make an extra lap. We've got JDJ coming across. Deaky's stopped towards the end of the lap, not enough time. Stiganator's got a time penalty, so he's not going to be able to improve, I don't think, while he burns that off into the chicane. Here comes SMP3 Pro over the line. He jumps Stiganator 3/10 quicker, managing his tyres and with the lighter fuel load up into second place. Final 10 seconds, we're going to have a rush of cars trying to get over the line. Fortunately for guys like Ghost Killer and Wolfman, it looks like they're just going to miss out, although the countdown happens, so yeah, just not enough time. That's the most frustrating thing, about to hit the line, and if you're on a quick lap and you miss it by half a second or two there, you feel like throwing something. But great qualifying. We got Stignate, DKP on pole, sorry, SMP3 Pro second, Stignator third, JDJ fourth. So that's 2 RTA, 2 DMR guys in the top 4. D-Man 5th place, Ghost Killer pace, Damien Purchase, Wolfman Willie, great performance 8th place. 9th, Damien Biss, C8 Henny, Yastil, Nitro Merlin 12th, Sam 13th. Let's just see if everyone gets off the grid. We've got one car stuck at the back. That was someone in a RX Mazda. So watching this first corner is always tricky, even with the best drivers. Looks like everyone's through. I'm not sure if we're going to have a restart. The car obviously auto drive, but doesn't look like anyone's slowing at the moment. So 3 abreast with Ghost Killer, Yasteel and Wolfman using the power of that Supra up the inside. Yasteel managing to hold him off, and Ghost Killer pace going wide, having to yield to Wolfman. It's thrown him back into the clutches of Nitro Merlin, Ghost Killer pace, and Henny all together. Bit of a traffic jam at the back. Back to the front, SMP3 Pros in the lead. I'm not sure what happened. DKP down to 4th. Stignator still in 3rd. We started, but DK the one that's dropped back there a little bit.
So Corvette up in front at the moment. It's a bit of a surprise. We were talking about the Supras doing exceptional around this track. But top 3 guys not in the Supra.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking Stignator's in a Supra. He's in a Aston, I think, or the Jag, one of the 2.
Yeah, he's in the Aston Martin today. RTA colours being represented there. You can see DKP down to 5th now.
Going up the inside of his teammate there. We've got Damien Biss in the background burning off a penalty. Not sure who we lost at the start there. I'm surprised they didn't restart, but looks like we're going. Looks like we're on for a good race. SMP3 Pro, JDJ, DKP, Stignator, and then Damien, and then D-Man, who's also Damien, different spelling, so, and then Damien Purchase. So we've got a bit of a Damien sandwich.
Yeah. And all nice and clean through that on their first lap officially, through that crazy turn 1.
So just going to the front, we've got S&P on soft tyres. Thanks Kalen for reminding me. He's obviously going for the quick stint up front. I think the general idea is if you're at the front, you should use the soft and try to get a nice gap early on. JDJ also running soft tyres through to DK, same as Stignator, Damien. I'm actually just going to say when I find someone who actually has hard tyres, I think it's probably the guys further back.
And time-wise, what sort of time-wise are we looking at? 10th of a second?
2 or 2 seconds. I'll actually see with these guys, maybe a second and a half. I see our first hard runner is Sirius Sam, so it'd be interesting to see what he does on this lap. Ghost Killer pace, Henny's on softs, MJ Ninja on hard. So we've got 3 hard runners, Sam, Ghost Killer pace, and MJ Ninja. It would just be interesting to pay attention of what times they do here.
Yep, Serious Sam always working with a plan.
That's the same strategy I used. I used it though because I was super slow, so I just wanted to get my hards out the way without anyone, and then when the gaps were open later on, be able to use my softs where all the fighting wasn't going on. So yeah, let's see how these guys go. Sam now 3.8 behind Nitro Merlin. Fastest guy's doing 2:17. Sam across with a 2:20.6. Ghost Killer pace 2:21, and MJ Ninja with a 2:20. If we look at the leaders, they were in the 17s and low 18 for the 2 RTA guys. Yeah, strategy
Did you see
is
that
also
Corvette pulling? Yeah.
Stiganator making a move on Deaky. A little bit of a rub, probably unintentional friendly fire. The gap between second and third, or first and second, is a second, and then it's another second back to, or 2 seconds back to second place. Obviously, third and fourth running together. The tricky thing that we're going to have to see here is who's saving fuel, what the strategies are. Because running flat out, obviously these guys are a lot better, but you want to run somewhere between 8, 9, maybe even 10 laps on the softs. So you need to save about 2 laps of fuel. So by short shifting, running in the slipstream. So we're going to see how this shakes out. Last week you missed a great race. Deaky actually turned a 2-stop into a 1-stop by not pitting and saving fuel. It saved him 30 seconds, and SMP3 Pro took about 8 of that out of him on the last 2 laps while he was driving sitting on fumes. Guys like Stiganator were running 8th and 9th. I think Nitro Merlin was there, and there was Wolfman and Yasteel. Obviously Wolfman did it in pool 2 though, but Yasteel, Nitro Merlin and Stiganator jumped from 8th, 9th and 10th up to 2nd, 3rd and 4th, but a few of them got past that towards the end by the fast fresh tyre runners. So tonight we obviously don't know who's on what strategy, so you just got to keep an eye on fuel. You can see Deaky's got quite a bit more than Stiganator at the moment, and the RTA guys are slightly less than Stiganator, so it looks like out of the top 4, Deaky's got the most fuel at the moment. Damien Biss used quite a bit, Damien Purchase as well. Bit more fuel for Wolfman, who's doing great up in 7th at the moment. Like I say, he's very good at fuel saving these days with all the endurance race practice. Looking nice and smooth in that Supra and just sitting in the other guy's slipstream. So when they pit, he could be jumping 5th and 6th even, possibly. Yeah, we have Nitro Merlin and Yasteel. You don't want to fight too much, because even one little slide here can lose you half a second to a second on a lap. We'll see. They were 1.4 behind Wolfman, and by the time they finished here, let's take a look. That gap's already 1.8, 1.9, so that little overtake and defend and cut back cost them half a second.
And cost you fuel.
Yeah.
Because you're not watching what you're doing, you're dicing it out. So
not too sure what happened to D-Man, but he's dropped all the way to the back of the pack at the moment. Running with a half-second penalty, so he might have run wide somewhere. Back to the front, you'll catch up with me in a couple seconds. JDJ is closed in slightly on SMP3 Pro. Still 2 seconds back to Stiganator, who's got Deaky right behind him.
Well, interesting from Ruan. I was just going to say the BMW looks, it's a great looking car. He says it's great on fuel but lacks stopping. If we go back to DKP now, you could see it definitely straight line it just it lags behind Stiganator,
yeah,
for sure.
What you want to watch on the outputs, and
look at that there. So
look where the various cars are shifting gears. SMP3 Pro. That's accurate.
What's going on there?
Look, you can see a shift every now and again. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to jump out here. My screen's done something weird.
I saw Stiganator just taking it wide there as well while we were looking through the stuff. So he's dropped back to 4th place now. But they're having a good dice out there, the two of them.
Yeah. JDJ lost some time on SMP3 Pro. Just got to run on board with JDJ for a little while. Sorry. So this
Great
is the
Mercedes-Benz.
You just want to listen for when they're shifting as well. Yeah, definitely not revving those cars all the way out.
Yeah, certainly nowhere close to the limiter. And folks, if you've just joined us now, this is, I mean, this is as real as it gets to the real thing. So maps have been tuned for running fuel loads, making sure that it can give you the edge. I'm sure Stephen can run us through. You can see on the bottom right hand corner is running map 1. Obviously run us through that quickly, Stephen.
Sorry, my headphones just cut for a second. Say that again.
So just looking down on the screen, the bottom right hand side, just in the fuel map that he's running currently now, you know, these things are determined pre-race, so it's as real as it gets.
Yeah, it's not quite as sophisticated as like ACC, where you can actually adjust it yourself. They're just 6 different power settings.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're definitely right. You can see. Let's just take a look. I'm going to scroll through quickly. SMP3 Pro, they just started lap 6. He's on 39% fuel. JDJ 41. We don't have a percentage from Stignator, but he looks almost at about 49, 48. He's using his radar at the moment. Sorry, DKP and Stignator are both on the radar. DK's just under half. I'd say he's a couple percent better off than Stignator. Then further back, someone like Damien, a little bit more fuel usage. You can see Wolfman's doing very well. He's probably the 3rd best car out of the top 6 at the moment, going up for 5th place. Looking at compare Damien's fuels to his below there. Damien Purchase just going wide and letting Nitro Merlin through.
And Nitro Merlin's fuel, or both of them, yeah.
Take a look at your steel. Yeah, we're just jumping back a bit, sorry. Yeah, Steel also doing very well as usual, like Wolfman, good on fuel. Henny's pretty good, so is Sam. D-Man's looking alright, Ghost Killer alright, and it's MJ Ninja doing alright, so it's a couple of the guys towards the second half of the top 10 are burning more fuel than they should be, but yeah, it's all going to play out in the end. I doubt we're going to see any 2 stoppers because the pit stop time is so long here, it's 35 seconds. So you could theoretically run 7 laps on soft and then pit and do 1 lap, because you have a compulsory hard 1 lap to do. But at 2 seconds a lap, at the best 1.5, 2 seconds, they're going to still be slower than if they made an extra stop.
Yeah, so on board now, lap 6 out of 15.
Yeah, I think JDJ might have made a slight mistake because he's got the 2 RTA guys right behind him now, and the gap went from just over 1 to almost 2.5 seconds on JDJ to DK.
Yeah,
so watch these 3 going through the bottom here.
Yeah, folks, this is where it gets interesting now. 2nd, 3rd and 4th place battling it out there.
JDJ very sharp, you'll see it on your screen shortly. As soon as DK went past, he popped back in behind him. He didn't want to let Stignator get the slipstream, so yeah. A clean slipstream pass for DK, getting through ahead of JDJ. JDJ defending 3rd, Stignator now in 4th place, splitting the guys. We're going to see if DK can now start catching up to SMP3 Pro. You can see he's got quite a bit more fuel, and it's going to be interesting to see who stops when. These racing softs are still looking pretty good on all 4 cars. I think JDJ's got slightly more wear than the other 3, but not Stignator's got slightly more wear.
And DKP just seems to finding some pace.
Yeah, he's definitely hanging in there. You can see JDJ's last lap was a 2:19, and the one before 18.9, so he was running in the 17s. He might have just turned the fuel map down or started lifting a little bit earlier. Just looking at the comments, Dino is commenting on his partner's phone. So if you see Ashley Ferreira, that's DMRE Dino's partner. So it's not her talking, it's him, apparently. Otherwise, I see Caelan's flirting there, so I hope he knows. Back at the front, the gap still. Oh, RTA Stignator getting a big slide and losing so far about 3.5 seconds to JDJ, is right behind him. That's cost him, I'd say, about 4 seconds overall. He's not going to be happy with that. Couple laps before the pit stops, losing the slipstream as well. But yeah, good thing he managed to keep it facing the right way, because obviously then a lot less damage.
Yeah, most certainly. But a lot of work to go catch up to those second and third places now.
Looking, he's now 8.3 off the lead. JDJ 4 seconds off the lead. 2.8 from DK to SMP3 Pro. So it came down by about 0.2, and it's up by 0.1. They're matching each other. JDJ looks probably out of those three the heaviest on tyres. Stignator's slide wouldn't have helped him too much. See Wolfman Willie doing a great job in 5th place, only 11 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, he certainly has done a fantastic job in that car. Always nice to look at it as well. Just coming up through the places, up now in 5th at the moment, and chasing hard.
We're on lap 8, so we possibly will see some pit stops this lap. Or during the next 2. I don't see anyone really going longer than 10. We might have someone like Sam or one of the guys at the back try 11 and then push the last 4, but theoretically the 9 and 6 is probably a better combo. 8 and 7, depending on how you are on fuel and tyres. Let's see what SMP3 Pro does. He is into the pits, it looks like. Same with Deaky, same with JDJ. Stignator also pitting. Wolfman going through. So we now have Wolfman Willie in the lead of Pool 1.
Interesting racing.
Still also going through for another lap. D-Man and C8 Henny. We've got the guys at the back that were running the hard tyres. They in the last few places. Sam goes killer pace and Damien, but we'll see now. You can see like Deaky's got 90% fuel, Stignator 11, SMP3 Pro 6, Nitro Merlin 9, JJ 10. Obviously, when they come out the pits now, we should see a bit of a difference. And you can see there, Deaky's fuel saving. He was 3 seconds behind. He's now 2 seconds ahead of SMP3 Pro. So the theoretical current leader in 6th place. 3 seconds back to JDJ, 5 seconds back to Stignator, who obviously had that incident on the in-lap. But now let's see what our guys that haven't stopped yet can do. You can see C8 Henny and D-Man having a nice little battle, currently in 3rd.
But remember folks, these guys still have to pit though.
Yeah, So around 30-35 seconds, and DKP is now on the hard tyres, 28 seconds behind Wolfman. Obviously all the guys ahead are also on soft, so they're also going to have to put the hards on. I love the livery on SMP3 Pro's cars lately. Big up to him or whoever made it. Also the pace cars are looking great. It's going to be interesting to see their comeback now that they're on the soft. The guys at the back on the soft tyres should be pushing to come through. Guys like MJ Ninja who hasn't stopped, he's on hards. C8 Henny, Steel and Wolfman into the pits. D-Man as well. MJ Ninja should be coming in, he's got no fuel. Here, they're running 20-21s on the hards there, so definitely not a bad pace.
Alright, so this is where things will change themselves up again. We have
you'll see Serious Sam's up in 13th currently, but he has now pitted and he's on the soft, so he's got guys like Damien Purchase, Damien Biss ahead, Nitro Merlin's on hards, Stiginator's on hards, so we should see Sam currently with the pit stops jumping up to 8th place. Wolfman Willie coming out in 5th, yes, still in 6th. Sorry, there's guys coming out the pits. All should shake out in the next lap or so.
Up to lap 10 out of 15, so 5 more laps to go.
And this is where the hard runners feel like they're on ice after cold hard tyres on this track just weren't fun today. We're going to run through the full order from the front to the back, so once you catch up to them, maybe you can run us through, Sean. Obviously our season sponsored by TGN Racing Simulators, Track Art and ATM Chip Tuning. So besides liking our YouTube, go and like their Facebook, Instagram, and show the sponsor some support as well.
And they are very active on their social platforms, guys. Please go give them a follow, and do us a favor, share some of their stuff as well. Really, they put a lot of effort into their social media. So thank you to our sponsors as well from my side.
So running through the pack. As it changes, you can just let me know and I'll go for it.
Alright, so up front at the moment, RTA DTP, SMP3 Pro out in 2nd at the moment, TCN JDJ, that beautiful livery that we've been seeing. RTA Stiginator in 4th at the moment, Adam van Gran all the way from Cape Town. Wolfman Willie in that beautiful Supra, doing a fantastic job tonight. I'm pretty sure you guys can all agree. Nitro Merlin also having a very good battle out there today. Teal 27 in 7th place at the moment. So all the Damians also coming through. Steel, as I said, in 7th, and then Damien Biss in 8th. E-Man GT50 is at 58. Oh. It's very blurry at the moment. Another one of our Damians, Damien Purchase, 11th place at the moment. It's been a long day, folks. So it's Henny out in 12th at the moment. Goes Killer Pace. I see lots of the guys shouting out for Killer Pace. Out in 13th at the moment. And then MJ Ninja 14th.
So just
making up the grid.
Yeah, also looking, the guys on softs at the moment, MJ Ninja in 14th, Ghost Killer Pace 13th, Sam in 9th place. I think that's it. So so it's 14th, 13th and 9th should be on a charge now, dropping into the 19s and 18s. You can already see on this last lap round, Ghost Killer paced at a 17.8 compared to the 20 and 21s that he was doing. Guys ahead of him, just for example, Damien Purchase was 3 seconds slow on the last lap, so definitely changes happening towards the back of the field. Sam 18.6 last time around, catching Damien Biss very quickly for 8th place. Steele's on the hard tyres, but he made some places with that fuel saving in 7th. Nitra Merlin 6, also did very well in the fuel saving, as well as did Willie, 3.6 seconds ahead of them, so looking quite safe at the moment in 5th place, 4 and a bit laps to go. Wolfman only 1.6 behind Stiganator after that half spin he had earlier. JDJ 7 seconds up the road, 4 seconds to SMP3 Pro, and then gaps 2.6, very similar with DK and SMP at the moment. They're running low 19s on the hard tyres. So you can just see how the fastest guys are making those hards work, only 2.2, 2.4 seconds off their best laps on the softs.
Yeah, incredible what the tyre grade can do for your times. On board now with DKP, beautiful BMW, the RTA colours. Here we go, some great on-board shots there from our my director.
Our director's fired, he didn't pitch tonight.
There we go, so on board SMP3 Pro. And to the folks that have not yet seen this and they might have just joined us on the YouTube live stream, on board now the 2nd place driver SMP3 Pro. If we go to the outside of this car, this is a Corvette. First half of the race, he was leading it, and obviously that pit just lost him that first place to DKP in the BMW.
Definitely, like we're saying, it's a game of chess at the start. Who's burning how much fuel, and is track position or fuel saving more beneficial? S&P was ahead of JDJ. I think obviously he's been the guy setting the pace. He had no slipstream, where DK and Stignator swapped places a couple times.
Yeah.
So they made use of some slipstream, and obviously with saving a little bit more as well. But gap's only 2.8, 2.7, very static. So one small mistake by either of them can shake that up a lot. JDJ is lost a second on the last lap, I was going to say, but he's quite safe in 3rd at the moment, our 2nd place overall in the championship. Wolfman just dropping a couple tenths off the back of Stignator. Again, Wolfman having more fuel, so depending if he overfueled or if Stignator's burning too much trying to get a gap, he might have to save towards the end, and then they can battle again.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we can just go on to TXM JDJ, let's just have a look at the colours of that.
Sam making a move on your steel there for 7th place. Soft tyres, obviously more grip out the corner. You can just see that car pulling away.
Sure, making it stick there.
They're still doing a good job in the mid 220s, but Sam on the softs 17.3 and a 18.7. Obviously might have had some traffic on that lap. I think Wolfman and maybe even Stignator need to keep an eye behind them with 3 laps to go.
Oh yeah, we got a penalty
for Sam, who has to serve it before the line.
Yeah.
But in this braking zone coming up, you can get rid of quite a bit of it before the final chicane. Just staying on board with Sam for a little while. Obviously, one of the quicker cars on track at the moment. Nitro Merlin is going to be watching his mirrors very closely. You can see Sam already opening 1.5 seconds on your steel on this lap. A bit of lag there from Nitro Merlin jumping around. Welcome JOO, I haven't seen you in the chat section. Being a spectator is sometimes nice, but we prefer it when you arrive and drive. Or Sam going a bit wide there again, which might be another half a second. Just watching his penalty, there you go. So he's going. I got the silliest 1 second penalty there for just going over the curb, and I had to slow down coming up to the line earlier. So that's halted Sam's charge for a little while. Look for the other soft runners. MJ Ninja up to 11th, Ghost Killer Pace up to 7th, and they still have some work to do. Some nice battling here with Damien and CH Henny. And even after 14 laps, the whole pack are only 35 seconds separating them.
Yeah, incredible racing. Very, very tight this evening.
Yeah, DK hasn't had the greatest last lap and a half. I see the gap's come down by 1.5 seconds. He did a 19.9 on the last lap, so lost about 8.5 tenths there. SMP3 Pro doesn't show time for some reason, but he must have done probably a high 80. So it looks like we might have a battle for the lead here again. We'll go back to it. Wolfman right on the back of Stiginator for 5th as well. Stiginator doing a 21 last time around. Tyres are looking fine. Fuel looks alright, so he probably just ran wide.
Yeah.
Stay on
so
board here.
Under pressure. Yeah. Now let's stay on board there for maybe a half a lap. Great to watch these two guys having a great race up front. If we can also go over to Stiginator and just watch Wolfman, because I think he's climbing all over the back end of Stiginator at the moment.
There we go. Just go watch these guys into the chicane. Overtaking opportunity with SMP3 Pro out wide, possibly be getting half a second penalty for that.
Yeah,
strange game. Must have lifted or done something there. Not showing a penalty that I can see, but we just saw a couple of laps previous Sam going less off the track and getting a penalty. Stiginator and Wolfie into the chicane, no difference. Nitro Merlin's closed the gap and he's got Sam all over him again, so that 4th place battle is going to get very busy. Just going to watch a slipstream battle here on the final lap. I can actually see DK's used quite a lot of fuel this time around, so he's obviously either been pushing too hard or maybe miscalculated on the pit stop to get out ahead. But that's obviously why he's dropped his pace down to 21 on the last lap, and he's just going to try and make it to the finish and hold on to his second, I'm guessing. It can happen in here, but a tough race like this, you need to pay attention to your fuel. We'll just keep eye, but definitely not a battle for first. It's more a question of if he can hold on to second or even make it to the end. Looking back at this train, Stiginator, Wolfman, Sirius, Sam's now ahead of Nitro Merlin. Sam was all the way down in 11th and 12th just now. Still in the 118s, 218s last time around, so it's going to be a hard ask for him to catch by the end of this, both of them by the end of this lap. He might catch Wolfman, and if Wolfman makes the move on to Stiginator into the last chicane, it could let Sam get through.
Yeah. Kalen just making mention, and I was going to say it earlier on, DK extremely low on fuel, that light is flashing. Yeah. Let's hope he can make it and make that second place stick this evening.
Well, his gap's down to 2.2 seconds onto the last sector. So unless it actually runs out, he should have enough. 1 second into the chicane. Well done to Diki for managing to save it. Great win there for SMP3 Pro. Judged his fuel perfectly because he's also been flashing for about half a lap. Diki second, JDJ. We're looking at this battle for third. It looks like Stignator's managed to hold off Willie. Sam 6th, Nitro Merlin 7th, Yasteel 8th. A great performance from guys like Wolfie and Yasteel to use a fuel strategy to their advantage. I think Diki probably put under fuel to try and get a gap at the lead there. My guess that he running out so late there, obviously without the slipstream he might have misjudged it a bit as well. I'm definitely looking at Kaylin's comment there. That was what I was going to suggest as well. Stignator and Wolfie for driver of the day.
I totally agree. The entertainment value was amazing. Wolfie catching Stignator in those last 3 or 4 laps.
So it's just run through the full results. Diki ended up 4 seconds behind SMP3 Pro. Further 4.8, half a second further back was JDJ. Another almost 11 seconds. Stignator, Wolfman, Wooly obviously right behind him. Sirius Sam, 6th place, 16 seconds off the lead. Nitro Merlin, Yasteel, MJ Ninja, about 8 seconds off the back of that pack. He must have passed D-Man on the last lap there with those soft tyres. DMR Damien Biss, Ghost Killer Pace down in 12th, Damien Purchase 13th, C8 Henny in 14th, and then Tug of War, as far as I can see, he was the guy that had auto drive at the start, and he was battling quite a bit, so obviously why they didn't restart.
Yeah, what a great race it was, and from my side, rather quiet. Just great to absorb and just take in what the guys are doing. But definitely from my side, Wolfie, what a great car, what a great race this evening from yourself. And then of course Stignator, my homeboy from Cape Town. What a great drive from him this evening. Well done, guys.
Definitely, that was great. For the people still left on the chat while you're bailing out, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and then go check out the sponsors, TGN, ATN Chip Tuning, and Track Art. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can go give Kaylin, DMR Dino, Wolfman Wooly, all the guys' YouTube channels will all follow and like there as well. Stignator. Do you have a channel,
Steve,
Sean?
thanks to you. Yeah, just Sean Peters Media. Mostly mountain biking vids.
I'm sure there's a few guys out there that wouldn't mind seeing some of the Cape via mountain biking.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, progressing into the sim world every week, getting more involved. So yeah, thanks for allowing me to be a part of it, and thanks for what you do for the sport. It gives me some of my old 90s and early 2000s inspiration to get back into the sport, just slightly different, not live, and obviously in the e-world. Thank you very much to all the guys for having me.
Definitely. Everyone that's here, obviously we'll see you back next week, Thursday, same time for round 5. And also next Friday is the ladies' race for anyone wanting to join, or wives or girlfriends wanting to join. Just hit us up on the Discord channel.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks to everyone, and well done to all our drivers this evening. Fantastic.
Cool, cheers.